Hello everyone, and today we're back into another Loomian Legacy Top 5 video, and today we're going to be talking about my top 5 most hated Loomians in Loomian Legacy. I made this top 5 over a year ago, and my list has changed a lot since then. So, with that out of the way, let's see who our new top 5 most hated Loomians are. So, number 5 onto this list is going to be Tata. This used to be our original number 1, and out of any Loomians from our last list, it was either Tata or Seer Knight, because honestly, those two Loomians have changed a lot, but in a good way. But even then, with Seer Knight, where I still have joys of using it, I don't really have that with Tata, and I still have a bad history with Tata. Even though I have been a lot better with it, I still have a bad history with Tata, mainly with over a year ago, and I've been getting beat by a lot of Tatas in the past. And while I started to use Tata a lot more and started to appreciate it more, I don't know, it's just that bad history I have with Tata and the fact that it was number 1 last time, still just can't get out of my mind, and that's why Tata is number 5 on the list. Not to mention, I did do a battle of Cotton Stoops, and I kind of got destroyed by a Tata in it, so yeah, I still kind of haven't gotten over Tata. Although, overall, my relationship with Tata is way better. I don't hate it as much anymore because there are way more Loomians that can wall it now. And not to mention that Tata doesn't have as good as coverage, at least compared to other melee attackers like Barbadger and Helvantic, so it does struggle a little bit nowadays, but even then, it does belong at number 5 on the list. Number 4 onto this list is going to be another offensive Loomian, and Barbadger. And this Loomian, man, this Loomian is really, really scary. I mean, you could have a melee attack increase just from having a counter on the field. With its Dauntless ability, you can get a +1. That is really scary. And since Barbadger has a decent speed stat, it can be used with specialty boots and outspeed everything in the game, meaning that the only way you can really outspeed it is either by priority or with a boots Loomian, which is very scary. And if you don't run specialty boots, you can run brawn boots. And when this thing gets the +3, this thing can pretty much one-shot any Loomian in the entire game. That's what makes Barbadger really annoying to beat. And every time I see a Barbadger on their team, I always struggle to beat it. It's either between Barbadger or Helvantic, but while Helvantic does have a couple counters in Himber, Tyrex, and a couple other Earth types, there really aren't many counters for Barbadger. And that's why Barbadger is my number 4 hated Loomian in all of Loomian Legacy. I don't hate it as much as the other 3 on the list, but it still belongs on this list. Number 3 onto this list is going to be Pyroline. And now we're getting into the Loomians that I just loathe. I despise Pyroline with a burning passion. This thing is so bulky on the range side that it could soak so many hits, especially after a Piece of Mind. And my goodness, why did this thing get Rejuvenate? This is the one fire type that should never have gotten Rejuvenate to begin with, which is just horrible. This is basically Venolan, but as a fire type. But it can also have burns and Kirlin coverage, which makes this really, really annoying to beat. Not to mention that even though it doesn't have the best melee defense, its health stat is still very high, meaning that you will usually soak a lot of neutral hits on the melee side. And that's why Pyroline is super duper annoying. It's so hard to kill Pyroline. You can use this as a bulky offensive tank, and it can hit super hard in return. And that's why Pyroline is always so annoying to beat. And every time I see it, I really despise it, and it has a really bad feeling inside of my gut. And that's why Pyroline belongs in the top 3 on this list. So number 2 onto this list is going to be Char Onyx. It wouldn't be a top 5 most hated Loomians list without Char Onyx. If we don't even talk about Char Onyx and talk about its pre-evolved form, Lamp Purge, the Captivating Lamp Purge is one of the most OP Loomians in the entire game. Yes, Captivating Lampurge is one of the most OP Loomians in the entire game. But when we get to SA Lampurge and Reaper, this thing is really hard to beat. Because after a Magnify, you can pretty much beat any Loomian in the game after a Magnify. Even with Loomians like Valkyrie, Celestine, and Metatoad. So, Char Onyx is really scary. It also has very solid bulk. And it only has one weakness because it has an amazing defensive type. In fact, the best defensive type in all of Loomian Legacy. It has more immunities than weaknesses. And it has Magnify priority. And that's what makes Char Onyx one of the most annoying Loomians in the game. And you really need specific Loomians on your team to beat it. I hate going up against Char Onyx, but when you use it, it's really overpowered. Honorable mentions on this list, and honorable mention number 1 is Eclipse. Of course, Eclipse is going to make this list. I mean, this was the OG light type, which was super duper annoying. More immunities than weaknesses. It's still very annoying to beat, but the reason why it is not on this list is because it doesn't hit super hard, and there are other ways to beat it, and that's why Eclipse is only an honorable mention now. Honorable mention number 2 is Dorgo. And I actually do like Dorgo, but it's a certain set I don't like. It's the Scapegoat Health Amulet set with Dodge. This set is so hard to beat, and just this set alone makes Dorgo go on the list. Overall, I like Dorgo, but this Dorgo set annoys the heck out of me. The most hated Loomian in Loomian Legacy is Iguana. I despise Iguana with a burning passion. There are a lot of reasons why I despise Iguana. First of all, this is ugly. This is an ugly Loomian design. You know how they just changed Borok's design? They should have changed Iguana's design. This thing looks like a piece of poop. I'm not even making a poop joke. This thing is brown and looks like a piece of poop. Not to mention, its space stats are really annoying. It's a range tank that stalls. It also has pivot, but not as good pivot compared to other pivot Loomians. But it doesn't hit hard enough. It can't hit plant types. It can't hit earth types. And the status move that it does have is Haze. And it's the ultimate definition of annoying. Because the thing is, while Taze has a chance to paralyze and lower the opposing Loomian's speed, it also doesn't activate at the time you want Taze to be paralyzed. So, that makes Iguana one of the most hated Loomians in the game. Mainly based by pure design, but it's also super annoying to use and super annoying to defeat. And that's why Iguana is the most hated Loomian in Loomian Legacy. And here it is. Iguana, the most hated Loomian in all of Loomian Legacy. This design needs to be gone. And you need to update Geklo's design. Because this design, as the evolved form of Geklo, is a disgrace. I hope you guys enjoyed this top 5 list. And I will see y'all all later. Bye-bye!